Good afternoon, or well, I should probably say good evening. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. You are very welcome on the Dugout Football channel. Welcome back to the Prem Predictions show, week 11. Yes, week 11. We have some absolutely massive games this week, and I'm delighted to say that I've been joined by my co-host of the Totally Levy and Horn podcast, my best man at my wedding. And it's great to have you back on, Mr. Karl Levy. How are you, mate?
Not too bad. Thanks, mate, for inviting me on. I think this is a good for you to invite me on because I've had a bit of quite a rubbish couple of months. But listen, I enjoy being your best man at the wedding. It was really terrific. But I think I've had also other personal issues which you have been supported by, and I'm glad that you brought me on. It takes my mind off a lot of things, and I know it's been World Mental Health Day yesterday. So, like I said to everyone, please don't keep something close. If you feel you need to say something to your loved ones, be open about it. And that's what I've had to do lately to my partner, to my family, and I shared on Twitter the last couple of days that I am having a career break. I was open about it with my mental health. So please don't everyone sit down and hide yourself and make it worse. Please talk about it amongst your friends or family. We can give you the support that we need for you.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, and obviously, I hope you're all right, and it's good to see you in here, and it's good to have you back as well. Afternoon, Sport Cat. Sport Cat. You'll obviously seen from the community tab. I am doing AC Milan against Chelsea this evening, so I think you will look forward to that. What's he said? Thank you for doing the Chelsea stream this evening, being you knowing me and how busy I am, especially on a Tuesday. I'll unfortunately not be on until around 2015. Not a problem. But I really do appreciate you. Tuning in as well. But before we begin with any kind of predictions and how people did last week. Oh boy, Kylian Mbappe is back in the headlines, ladies and gentlemen. He is back in the headlines. Let me share my screen. Let's just look at this. Because according to The Guardian, and I will go on to the actual page as well. So Kylian Mbappe unhappy at Paris Saint-Germain. That was January transfer. Mbappe unimpressed by transfers and playing as a number 9. PSG intend to keep player who signed new player in May. Kylian Mbappe is unhappy at Paris Saint-Germain, wants to leave in January, although the club have no intention of selling the forward after he signed a new 3-year contract in May. Mbappe was not impressed by PSG's work in the summer transfer market and is upset he has been asked to play almost every game this season as a number 9 rather than in his preferred position off the left. Yeah, I can't believe I'm reading. The situation between club and player is tense, but PSG believe he has let his discontent be known to put pressure on them and intend to rebuff any offers for the 23-year-old. Mbappe had been expected to leave PSG for Real Madrid last summer, but stunned the Spanish club by committing his future to the team he joined from Monaco in 2017. The France international said then, "I'm convinced that here I can continue to grow within a club that gives itself all the means to perform at the highest level." He had expected PSG to take a different approach in the market from the one that followed under the football advisor Luis Campos. The club signed the midfielders Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz, Carlos Soler, and Renato Sanchez, the defenders Nuno Mendes and Nordi Mukiele, and the young forward Hugo Ekitike for a total of about 125 million. Mbappe has scored 11 times in 12 appearances this season. PSG were atop of Liga 1 under Christophe Galtier with 8 wins and 2 draws in 10 matches and play at home to Benfica in the Champions League on Tuesday night. Karl, what do you make of that?
I'm not surprised. I was hearing rumblings for quite a while about this. I think even after he signed his new contract, there was rumblings going on about the transfer window, what PSG did earlier this past summer. And it's no surprise. I knew this would be more discontent, and I know about what PSG have said in early on this year, that they want to try to bring up Parisian players by the end of this decade, because they want to move away from buying players from most parts of Europe, or they want to move on to that's what their long-term goal is. They want to win a Champions League team with Parisian players from the Parisian area. But this is not a surprise. I don't know where Mbappe will go. I can feel like Real Madrid will be back in his hands as usual. I bet that's what they've been wanted, and now listen, Real Madrid have two choices to make. They can either get Mbappe now or wait in 2 years' time to get Haaland for about 175 million. So wherever this is the situation is, the only team that's going to afford his wages is Real Madrid. I cannot see him going anywhere to Liverpool, to either Manchester United, nor Chelsea, anywhere. I don't see it happening. I think it's always just going to be Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid will just get this deal done and dusted now. I think they'll be like, let's get this deal done behind the scenes. We can announce it next summer. We can say we've got him in January, but but we're not signing till he starts in this next summer. But yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke completely. And I think he had more player power as well this past summer because he got rid of Pochettino, which was what he was trying to do when he signed that new contract. He had a final say on what transfer was going to happen and so forth. And it sounds like he's still moaning because he's not getting one. I don't care if you have to play on the up front or the left, whatever. You'll be taught to play by Christophe Galtier. He's the manager, not you. It sounded like he wanted Zinedine Zidane to come in, because I think but that ain't gonna happen. And I think Mbappe and his mother have now been stopped to the way how he was doing his business. We thought he was all right, but I just see him a bit more as one of the football players. I kind of hate that at the moment, how he's going about his business.
Yeah, too much player power at PSG, and unfortunately, you give Mbappe that big contract, expect the consequences. Unfortunately, look what's happened. Absolutely idiot. I honestly think he is. He's a whiny little git anyway. Whiny spoiled little brat. Actually, I should probably say as well. I totally agree with you, Karl, with that one. I've been suffering from serious anxiety for ages now, and only today told me to go for help and watch my friend physically forced me to. No, Sportcat, we're obviously here to. We're obviously here to do it for you as well, Sportcat. So I hope you're okay. There's zero chance that Mbappe comes to Liverpool. To be honest, Adi, as much as Mbappe is a wonderful footballer, his attitude stinks. His attitude absolutely stinks, and I don't want a player to come to Liverpool for just the money. Basically, I don't want that. And actually, another thing as well, he doesn't track back Mbappe. He doesn't track back. So no, not for me. Not for me. Big up Douglas, mate. You cheating bastard. Hello, John. Hope you're good. Hope you're good, my friend. You can go to City because they have the money. Shame. Why did PSG offer him that big contract? Big mistake. Yes, absolutely. But enough of Mbappe. Enough of what he wants and what he doesn't want at PSG. We'll talk about last week because obviously we had a good friend Mike Green on last week, and has to be said it was very close between me and Mike. Now it is standing at 4-4 between myself and the guests. So Mike got 11 points. He got one perfect score in Bournemouth beating Leicester City by 2-1, and he actually did get 8 other outcomes, which was very, very good. I got one perfect score as well. I got 7 outcomes, so I came away with 10 points. So the guests are leading 5-4 at this moment in time. Sportcat1, who is in the chat, was actually the highest score with 14 points. So very, very well done, Sportcat1. You did very, very well with that. So we will move on to obviously match week 11. The fixtures are going across the bottom of your screen as well. I haven't even made my predictions yet, so this is basically going to be, if you basically see me with a pen, I'll be writing my predictions down as I'm going to be basically speaking. So very, very well done, Sportcat. Sportcat saying yes in the chat, so you're very, very well done, Sportcat1. Now, we do actually have a Friday night game. We actually have a Friday night game this week. And it is two sides who were on the end of, well, one team was on the end of a narrow defeat to Tottenham Hotspur, but the other one got absolutely smashed at St James's Park by 5-1. Now we have Brentford against Brighton. This is a Friday night game. I have to say I'm looking forward to this game because I do think that both sides have been in very, very good form recently. Obviously, Brentford losing 5-1 to Newcastle was a bit of a shock. Brighton, apart from obviously losing to Tottenham, I thought they were okay against Spurs. Anyway, but what have you made of both sides this season so far?
both teams started decently well. I think Brighton has done very well actually with how they started the season. How they started the season, it's not surprising. And then Graham Potter goes to Chelsea, and then you thought, okay, what can Z Roberto can do? That is what he can do, and he smacked you guys around after the draw, where they should have won, and now defeat. But I think the one big thing is the of the shock of Enoch and Penyu is now had to force to retire with irregular heart condition. He was the part of that midfield, that could make a difference. It's a shame that, he could have gone on to bigger things, because that's the player that Brighton are really good at. When they find players from certain leagues around Europe, they sell them off for a good profit. And it's sad to see him not his career is now had to curtail at the age of 24. I hope players like Billy Gilroy can step up and make the difference. But I think Brighton will have to get another central midfielder in January, because that is probably what they're going to need. For Brentford, they started off quite well, decently as well. Disappointing result against Newcastle, really was for them. Could have done better. I just think that in a way, Brentford lost their way a little bit from Brighton, despite that 1-0 loss. They could have had chances. I think you see a bit more attacking now from Brighton for the first time for quite a while. That when I think they'll, if they get better and better under the new manager, I think they will still be challenging for. I think could be still challenging for the top 10. And I think maybe in Europe, maybe getting into Europe in Europe Conference League as well now of the team that have. So I think with the manager, they got the right fit. I think this is what Brighton they need to go a bit more further. I know Potter was good at that, but it's more about goals now. If they can get a good goal scorer, that will be really, really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I echo what you say about Mwepu. I was working yesterday, and I just saw someone come up on my phone, and I saw at the age of 24.
Yeah,
and I just had to look at it for a couple of minutes, because I was like, what? I didn't actually know that he wasn't actually in the Brighton team or anything.
No,
like
he's not been in the team for the last couple of games because he had an issue back in Zambia. He was on just due, he collapsed, and that's what they had to do to see what was going on. So he wasn't in the squad. So, but I do know Brighton. I support him at the moment. What his next steps is going to be. So, is RB Salzburg as well too. So
I remember a goal he scored at Anfield, and he was very, very good that day. And it's a real shame that he's had to obviously retire at the age of 24. But obviously we hope he gets well. And obviously he makes a speedy recovery from it. Obviously, but I think Brighton will give him the support he needs, because. As we said, their recruitment is fantastic. Anyway, whichever way you go at, but it is at the Brentford Community Stadium. Brentford have a good record at home. They have only lost to Arsenal at home, and obviously they have been on the end of a very, very big defeat to obviously Newcastle at St James's Park. I don't know about you. What are you going to go for in this game? Because I think this is a tough one. I think it's a tough one to begin with.
I think D Zerbi will get his first win against Brentford on Friday night. I might go for I'm going to go for 2-1 Brighton, because I think he called his place fantastic after Friday night. I think they can continue the same way it is. I think he can get that first win, and I think he'll get the monkeys back, because he can play attractive football. If he can get everything right, get a little tinkering right, I think they will get the result at Brentford Community Stadium on Friday.
Yeah, I was going to go some of the. I don't think there'll be many goals in this game. But I'm actually going to go 1-0 Brighton. I think they will they'll sneak a result. They will definitely sneak a result. So let's see what some of you are saying. I have seen Niall is in the chat. Hello, Niall. Hope you're good. Motherwell have had a good few wee results recently, haven't Yeah, 5-0 against Ross County, which is very, very interesting. So that wasn't too shabby at all. Hello, Carl. Hello, Douglas from the Horn Podcast. Killian 20. Oh, Jesus Christ.
He's got a point. He's got a point with that one because Nike could help with that funding. It's like what Pogba went to Man United when Adidas helped with the transfer.
Yeah.
This could happen. This would not be a surprise as well. But I just can't see how he's going to fix it because Salah is not being performing well, but he will get better. He will get better over at some point. You got Nunes. This comparison that between Haller and Nunes at the start of the season, which was rubbish because you see how is he on a different planet than Nunes, and Nunes is not gonna score a lot of goals that we all thought, and he's especially with his sending off earlier this season against Crystal Palace, he just needs to get in the squad to fit in that squad because, like I said, your tactics at the moment, if I make tactics as well, it's a bit whack. So
we'll wait and see, Ballum. We'll wait and see. Sportcan going for a 1-0 to Brighton. Shane's going Brighton from 1, Brighton 2. Holland's not starting tonight. I know, I did see that, but they do have Liverpool the weekend, so he'll be licking his lips, no doubt. I hope the Brighton player rest and take care of himself. Yes, because of his heart condition. Hopefully, he can stay part of the staff. Yeah, that would be nice. Reese, you got 13 points, so you were very, very close to being top scorer in that. 13 points, so unlucky, my friend. You've also gone for 2-1 Brighton, so that seems to be the most popular score. What's this?
It'd be interesting if we do one of us did go for goals draw. It'd be interesting. Yeah.
That would be very true. Mbappe coming. Oh, Rob. I'm not sure. Hello, Jared Rigo. I haven't seen you for a while. Been a sub for a while. Just joining your predictions 2-0 Brighton. Very, very interesting. I think that could be interesting. Off topic about a show. Has Carl seen Ted Lasso?
No, I haven't yet, but I have the Apple TV, so I am gonna try to watch it so because I've been meaning to watch that, and I know everyone talks about that comparison between Ted Lasso and Jesse March, but I am gonna watch it because I do need to because I know it has been very, very popular, and I think it'd be interesting what the first season. But I am gonna watch the first 2 seasons because I need to get that done. So since I have time to myself at the moment, I'll try to watch it as I can do because I have been meaning to get into that for quite a while because as I've been watching his sketches a couple of years ago before it became a TV show, I was very intrigued about that. So, yeah I will try and watch it, man. I will do.
Yeah, absolutely. So, most people are going for a Brighton win. No surprise there. Well, could it be the last hurrah for Brendan Rodgers? Leicester City against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, last time out, they beat Leeds by 2-1 after obviously coming back from a goal behind very, very early on. I believe it's Pascal Struijk that scored as well. Leicester, what did we say about Leicester? I mean, they took the lead against Bournemouth and then they managed to lose by 2-1. And if I'm being honest, the third goal that was eventually offside, if they had conceded that was very, very poor. If they get battered by Crystal Palace, do you think Rodgers goes? Do you think if they get a narrow defeat, do you think Rodgers still goes? Or do you think he survives at least another week? What do you think?
Well, this fixture has had a one manager casualty a couple of years ago with Claude Puel when Palace did beat Leicester at home. And this could be another scenario again. This was a time when Brendan Rodgers did came in after the Palace result when they lost to Palace 4 years ago, about 3-4 years ago. So this could happen again. I just feel like something with Palace is at the moment. And listen, Crystal Palace were not good in the first half, but they responded quite well. They got the better of us in the second half, unfortunately. And I also have been hearing rumours because of how Danny Ward was not really doing well in the goalkeeping situation on Saturday. There has been rules that Nice want to get rid of Kasper Schmeichel because I think they have had enough of him for some reasons I have heard. So,
yeah, I've heard this as well. Apparently, he's turned up overweight or something. It's not looking good. But I think was the Palace won 4-1 that day. Before I was sacked. Yeah. It's got the. I mean, it is a lunchtime kickoff. By the way, guys, I am planning to do a watch-along for this game because it is Saturday lunchtime. I did obviously do Arsenal Tottenham, and that did very, very well and obviously people watching. I am going to do Leicester Palace because I think that's a very, very interesting game for this. Believe it or not, Carl, I am actually going to go. I do fancy Palace. I do fancy Palace in this one. I am actually going to go for the same scoreline that got Claude Puel sacked. I'm going 4-1 to Crystal Palace.
Do you know what? And I was thinking about that as well. This could be the same result, and I actually do agree with you because it feels like this could be a sacking straight after this game. I'm going to say 4-1 to Palace. I think Palace
4-1.
They turned it up. Actually, Eze played really well. I'm not surprised if they, like I said, Eze, Olise, and Zaha and Edouard just gave us trouble on Sunday. I think it's going to be it will be the same. It will be the same again. I think Palace will batter Leicester, and I'll say 4-1.
Did Claude Puel get sacked straight after the game as well?
He got sacked a couple of hours after the game, probably within 24 hours after the game. So this could happen again.
It could easily happen. Yeah. I honestly think that Leicester will get rid of Brendan Rodgers at some point. I don't know if it'll be this week. I don't know if it'll be the next again week. But you just have the feeling he's coming to his end. I think he's definitely coming to his end anyway. Sportcat going for, something slightly conservative. 2-0 to Crystal Palace. Yes, Doug, I've been quite busy writing under 2 publications in my home country, Bermuda. Very good. Cover Premier League from a local newspaper. Fantastic, Jared.
Actually.
That is really, really good. Bermuda. Wow, you are a very, very lucky man living in Bermuda. I imagine that will be very, very hot there right now.
It's hot every year, that part. You know me as my fan from Jamaica, right? It's always hot with that area. So, and especially with the hurricane season as well. So Shane going 3-1 Palace. I think so. I like that result as well too.
Transferred in Maddison on FPL and he did not do anything. Yeah, I know, but Maddison does do pretty well at home, doesn't he? Leicester 1, Crystal Palace 3. True Edson, hello, hope you're good. Let me know your thoughts on last night, because Steven Gerrard is definitely under pressure at Aston Villa. Let me just say that. But it wasn't the best game to watch. Let me just say that.
I watched the second half. It wasn't best. I wanted to change the channel, but you know what? I was with me and Helen. I just watched the game, but there was nothing going on, to be honest with you.
No, let's say with the ownership money problems is outside of the world. Do you think that a reason why Brent? Yes, I think so.
With the duty-free issues as well, not much, since the pandemic. So,
do I see Southampton sacking Ralph? We will get to Southampton later on in the show, which is very interesting because there was a bit of a few rumours that may happen. Anyway, Dave Madison has been playing good too actually. Nice work, Jared. Absolutely. Work. Hello, Terry. Hope you're good. Yes, 4-0. Oh, wow. 4-0 to Palace. Wow. Well, we will see. Mm-hmm. We will definitely see. Hello, Klopp Talk TV. I have not seen you in here for ages. Good to see you, my friend, and hope you are very, very well. As well. So we will obviously wait to see. Anyway, and yes, I am a Leicester fan. Of course you are, Terry. Of course you are. Thanks, guys, for the compliments. 3-1 Palace, says Jared. Rodgers will be sacked during the World Cup.
That could be another scenario, and then wait till that could be another scenario as well. Because I think there were more sources saying that they might sack him during the World Cup because because there will be no lot of players there, so it gives them the hurry to transition to get everything ready. So that could be another scenario with that one. So
I do as well. We pray Rodgers sacking, says Terry. I think definitely. I reckon 3 managers could go after the weekend game. So we're saying Rodgers. Gerrard, possibly, maybe
Gerrard, possibly. Yeah, Gerrard, possibly. And Hasenhuttl, I think he's all right. I think he's fine. I think
he's okay.
I think he's okay. I wouldn't worry about too much about that one.
I'm not answering any politics questions, but
no, not me either. I'm not gonna cause any, So,
but no, he's big buddies with Top. Yeah, he certainly is. Andrew Williams, hello, hope you're good. Swansea picked up a bit of form recently, haven't they, Andrew? Wow. Win at Watford and then win against Sunderland. Very, very impressive stuff from Swansea. Nice to see you're keeping faith with Russell Martin as well, which is good to see. As well. It ain't long now until we play Liverpool. No, 22nd, I think it is. To be fair, so to be honest, so far, judging from an inconsistent Liverpool, I actually think we could get a result. Well, you might easily get a result. Fulham and Bournemouth will be getting results. There's a chance for both. Yeah, that. We will be coming to that game actually very, very shortly. Nobody wants to come to Leicester though. That is the worry. Klopp, Rodgers, Gerrard, trick.
No, I think Klopp will get more time. I think FSG will need to do better going forward now to have a better investment. But I agree with Rodgers and Gerrard. That could happen. I can't think of the third manager who will be. Hartsoul's is not way even close to that. I think Southampton is an ambition project that they want to go along with him. So I just can't see it happening. But I think I can see at least two managers going this weekend. At least two.
I can as well. Yeah, still dodgy in the bag. Don't say it last time. It was a bit tongue in cheek. I know what you were meaning. Anyway. Whoops, a daisy. And hello to Nicola. Good to see you in here. Obviously, AC Milan against Chelsea tonight. I hope you'll be able to tune in for that one. That is going to be a very interesting game as well. No, Mo Salah's not injured. It's Luis Diaz, Terry. Luis Diaz is the one that's injured.
Huge. That was huge. I heard that yesterday. I'm like, whoa, okay.
He has been our best player. He has definitely been our best player. All I want to know from LSC fans: do we still? No. Absolutely not. I even said that on the World of Football podcast. It's not the fact that people have been kind of bigging up Trent that he's like the best right back in the world or anything like that. I just think it's Liverpool fans just getting on that bandwagon of saying it. But no, for me, he's not, and he never has been. God, the Diaz is injured. He is great. Yeah, Diaz is a fantastic player. So hopefully he'll be back after the World Cup, obviously. We'll tune in for sure. Thank you, Nicola. I look forward to seeing you in the chat. Sorry for them, but depends question was on my mind after something pop up my phone. All right.
I know why. It's the Supreme Court case, and that's why it's been popping up lately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what's going.
But we will move on. We will move on to two promoted sides now. Fulham against Bournemouth. Now, Fulham are they're kind of losing their way ever so slightly. Two defeats in a row to Newcastle and West Ham. Bournemouth have been in fire under Gary O'Neill. Now, there is a lot being said, obviously, about Gary O'Neill potentially. I think he's been linked with Middlesbrough as well, which doesn't.
He has been, but the huge favourite of Tottenham right now is Michael Carrick. So they are in talks at the moment with Michael Carrick with that job, but Gary O'Neill has been linked with that job as well.
Do you think Gary O'Neill could get the full-time job at Bournemouth?
I think he will. I think when the new owners come in, I don't think they want to change as much. I think they want to have some stability. I think they missed the window of getting Sean Dyche. I know Chris Wilder is now available. Brucey, I think Steve Bruce will go somewhere in the Middle East and go do his thing. I think he will get the job. I just can't see other names linked with Bournemouth. I think he will go. I think he will be a full-time manager. I think he'll be permanent manager for Bournemouth to quite honest here because the way they got the results at the moment, the players are in more in sync, and I think they are fighting for trying to stay up this time. So, and I think with the change of the ownership going to American owners, I know we talk about American owners in the Premier League a lot the last couple of years, but I think at least they have been in sports, in American sports as well as So let's see what they do if they do keep going. They'll probably keep a contract for at least a 1 year, plus a 1 year option to see how he goes for the see how he with Bournemouth, the players. And then what's his philosophy? So I think they may have something. They're going to be very down and gritty, but they're not going to go down without a fight. So I think Gary O'Neill is a perfect manager for them at this particular time.
It's an interesting game, this one, because Fulham without Mitrovic look a different team. Although Decador Reed, I think, scored against Newcastle.
Yeah,
Andres Pereira, he's one of these players who goes in a bit of a very, very good wee momentum. He goes very good for a couple of games, and then he goes missing for a couple of games. So it remains to be seen about, obviously, Pereira to see what he can do.
I had to drop him out of my fantasy 11 because I was worried about the fixtures that he was going to play there. I thought he was going to struggle, and I had to drop him out because when I looked at it, I thought he started so well. He got me the points that I needed, but after the last 2-3 games, he has dipped a bit. And same with Mitrovic as well. So
yeah, this one, I suppose it all depends on if Mitrovic is fit. If Mitrovic is fit, then I think Fulham at home would be slight favourites, but I'm actually going to go. Do you know what? I actually fancy Bournemouth for this game, and I don't know why, but I'm going to go 2-1 Bournemouth, and I've predicted away wins for the first 3 games, which is very unusual. So
yeah,
I'm going 2-1 Bournemouth.
I think Fulham are going to struggle, but I think Bob will get a win. I'm going to say 2-0 to Bournemouth because I think they can get a clean sheet in this game. I feel like they could do now as long as because I think Gary is making a bit more defensive. They're not conceding a lot of goals as much as a lot of goals. I know that the last couple of games with Parker, but since then I think they're not conceding a lot of goals as much anyway. So I think that's what's going to help that a bit. So.
Yeah, I absolutely. I think that it's a very tricky one to call. Anyway, Sporka one saying, well, he is. I know you're a Chelsea fan. He says James is the best right back in the Premier League top 3. Yeah, Reece James is a fantastic right back. As bad as Leicester are, Liverpool really surprised me this year as well. Yeah, they have. What have Bournemouth done to turn this around? I just think they're just more togetherness now. And Gary O'Neill has done a remarkable job as caretaker. He really, really has. You'd probably argue as well that they probably are 1 or 2 points off where they should be, in my honest opinion. The way that they've been playing, I don't think they've lost a game under his stewardship yet. Bournemouth new owners, watch them for future top 7. Maybe.
I think about those new owners they've done really well with the Las Vegas Knights in the National Hockey League. They're being trying to get the Stanley Cup, and that's what they see. They're seeing ambitions there. How it's worked in Vegas to get another sports team in Vegas. They want to make sure Bournemouth can get in the new stadium to have a future as well. So they do give stability, which I have noticed when I've been watching the hockey games out of the ownership. They do give it stability.
Yeah, 100%. Shane going for a 1-1 draw as well. Happy to see Ryan Christie score in the Premier League. I watched his develop in Scottish football. Yeah, that's gone. Good, solid player. Needs a manager to place to his strength. He can score goals. Yeah, scored last week. Very good finish. Fulham 1, Bournemouth 1. So Sport Cap. I'm with you, Douglas. 2-0 the Cherries. Yeah, I honestly think that Bournemouth will continue their good wee run and continue. This next one. Again, another tricky one to call because Wolves are not in the best of form. 3-0 defeat to Chelsea. But Forest 1-1 with Aston Villa. Who do you think will be the more happier of the two sides, do you think, going into this one?
Well, I love how Bob was just saying, good question to me about are you the caretaker manager weekend?
I saw that, yeah.
Do you know what? I wish I could speak Portuguese, mate. I wish I could, to get those players to play in the right position. I think Nottingham Forest will be more happy than Wolves at the moment, to quite honestly. I think Wolves have got a lot to do. They've got a lot to do, especially it's like a Bruno Lage, who was very defensive. Now they're getting another defensive manager in Julian Lopetegui, who's now sacked from Sevilla last week now. After they dismantled last week, they had in their last Champions League game. So I just feel it's been coming for quite a while. I just worry about them going forward if they do get Julian Lopetegui in and they're going to be more defensive. And where you see what's going on with what Nottingham Forest, and I think after they're getting stability now because of now having Steve Cooper sign a 3-year contract extension and also getting a sporting director, which was huge. I think that will give them some stability now with that one. And to quite honestly, I question Wolves' position. I think Diego Costa, he's not the same player. I don't know why Wolves get someone who's not played since last year, since January last year, which is a huge worry. You know, I have to admit they have got a lot to do when the new manager comes in. I do really worry about them. You know, I hope they can try to stay up for relegation, but this is a 3-pointer. This is a 3-pointer game. I think Nottingham Forest could take this by winning 1-0 because I think Wolves will just not score. I just cannot see Wolves not scoring. I think Forest will win 1-0.
1-0. This honestly for me has draw written all over it. I think both sides cancel each other out because Wolves can't score goals. Forest are struggling to score as well. I know obviously they scored against Aston Villa last night, but both sides are struggling to score. I don't do this very often, but I'm going 0-0.
Hey, here you go.
I'm going 0-0. I honestly don't see any goals this weekend, and I do think it's going to be a boring 0-0 draw as well. Loves, I think you've just corrected yourself. Wolves even Wolves for relegation 2-0 loss for them. Interesting. These teams just don't score enough goals. Yesterday's game was boring. This will be even more boring. 0-0. There you go. Sportcat agreeing with me. Very interesting. Everton have picked up from results. See Tottenham winning the Harry Kane team. 1-0 Spurs. Yeah, we will get to that one very, very shortly. Wolves 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Yeah, very interesting game, that one. Now, we do have Tottenham against Everton. This is obviously the Saturday night kickoff. Tottenham, obviously, that win against Brighton was obviously overshadowed by the very sad death of Gian Pinero, the Spurs club doctor, I think it was.
He was the fitness coach, really
coach.
Yeah, he was very intense. I think he's been one of the best fitness coaches of his generation of getting fit. And if you saw what happened in South Korea, where Spurs were really hard, that's part of his planning when he's doing his training. He got those Spurs players working their asses off, and they get them exhausted to get them better endurance. I think he's been the really top fitness coaches in Italian football as well. So it's a shame that have had his sudden passing due to, I think he had leukemia, was passing, and it affected the Spurs players to get, and he also getting that win was vital for them.
It was massive. It was absolutely massive. Everton, I thought they were a little bit unlucky against Manchester United. I've got to admit, I thought they were actually very, very good in that first half. And Alex Iwobi is a very, very improved player. It is at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and obviously it is the first home game since obviously Gian Pinero's death as well. So, I mean, what have you? First of all, are you surprised Everton have kind of picked up with Lampard a little bit, because they are sort of starting to pick up a little bit?
I am really surprised because it was when it was a couple of weeks ago when we played them and we drew 1-1. I thought that point was massive. Then they're going to kick on, and I was bloody right with that one. They have kicked on a little bit more. You know, I think that now they get a bit of an identity now of getting the players that they need. Yes, they're a little bit light from not having DCL there. I know DCL's trying to come back from his injury, but I think the midfield's now being sorted out. Having Onana, Gueye coming back from PSG, so it is Lampard has found his way of the players that I think they're picking up good results, and which is really surprising. It was unlucky defeat to Manchester United on Sunday, but I think Lampard will still give Conte a scare. To quite honest, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah, sorry, I was just going to say this game last season ended 5-0 to Tottenham. I don't think it's going to be 5-0 again, because I think Everton are much more solid at the back, especially with Tarkowski and Connor Cody, and obviously you got Mikalenko there, and obviously Nathan Patterson, when he obviously is fit. I think he's been very, very good. But obviously, Seamus Coleman being back at right back is still a very, very good player. I do think it's going to be tight. I think Spurs will win, but I don't think it's going to be by much. I'm going to go 2-1 Tottenham.
Yeah, I'm on the same lines of that as well. I think it's going to be a tight game as well. I agree 100%. I think Everton will give Spurs a scare, but I think Spurs will get in the end of the fight, and have been doing the last couple of games. It will be 2-1 to Spurs.
2-1 Spurs. 2-1 Spurs. Yeah, I think it is another tricky one to call. Shane O'Donnell's going for 2-0 win to Tottenham, and Spurka 1 is going 1-1 between Spurs and Everton. Guys, if you are enjoying the stream, please hit that like button. It does a lot to help the algorithm on this channel, gets more people to watch these. Anyway, we move into the Sunday games because there are 5 Sunday games, believe it or not. Obviously, most of these are because of, obviously, European exploits as well. And the first game, well, we have asked it could be the last hurrah for Brandon Rodgers. Could it be the last hurrah for Steven Gerrard? Aston Villa are one of these teams I have to say I've been very surprised by. I thought they would have been a lot better than they have been, but Gerrard I don't know if he knows his best 11. Chelsea, I think, are starting to slowly find their feet under Graham Potter. How do you see this one going?
It's going to be interesting. I think now Potter's, he's not going to change much. He's keeping everything is at now for Chelsea, but Villa at the moment, I know this is a huge project. They only gave Gerrard a 2-year contract because they wanted to see if he was right by. And look, yes, they had injuries to Boubacar Kamara as well as Diego Carlos, which was a huge one. Their so-called attacking players, like I said, on last night's game, it was dreadful. Villa just couldn't do nothing. They were not tight the tent. I just don't know where this will go for Gerrard. I think when you look at what he did at Rangers, do you know what was the biggest thing, how he wanted that beat season 1 was the fullbacks. That was one of the huge differences why Rangers won the league title, unbeaten, the way they did it. And he's trying to do the same thing. It's different at Villa. He can't, he's just struggling. And also, I think you're going against the Chelsea side, there's a bit more stability now because I think Pulisic is now coming back into coming back to a little bit his best because after the situation, he was wanted to leave, I think some of the players are now on point now. And Bamyang, got a goal this past weekend as well. I think Chelsea are now kind of getting back to their room a little bit now under Graham Potter. I just, I hopefully, for Chelsea will continue that on. I do worry about Gerrard's future though. If he don't win, this is gonna be it'll be more under pressure. We don't, because like I said, he spent a lot of money, tried to get everything right, and I think he could have done better with certain tactics as well, in a way, certain results, But then, like I said, they're not. I don't think they've had their way winners at all. So it is, very disappointing.
I think the only thing that Villa can be a bit buoyed on is the fact that Chelsea's away record is not the best.
No,
because obviously, they weren't great. They've not been great away from home all season. Actually, I know they beat Crystal Palace 2-1, but they scraped through that one as well. But I don't know. I just think Potter is starting to find his feet at Chelsea, and I think Chelsea are obviously we will watch them tonight against AC Milan, and that is going to be a fantastic game as well. That's a massive game for them as well because obviously them and Milan are actually on the same points as well. So if they were to lose that game, then it makes obviously the Salzburg and Zagreb games very, very interesting as well. This game, though, I think Villa will give Chelsea a tough one. I think they will give Chelsea a hard game, but I still think Chelsea will just sneak this. I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea.
Yeah, I am going to go along lines for Chelsea, where I think Chelsea, after winning, they beat Wolves comfortably, but getting a good decent win against AC Milan, a good AC Milan team at home last weekend was very surprising, by AC Milan standards. I think it will be 3-1 to Chelsea on Sunday.
3-1 Chelsea, yeah. I don't know if that'll be it. I can't see Villa getting rid of Gerrard yet. I think because Perslow's there, he's back Gerrard to the max. I think he might still be there.
But the problem is as well. I think Balfour's made a good point where he's coming. I think some of the Villa players are still Dean Smith players in a way. That's the problem. Dean Smith has had to evolve that squad. When they got for the championship to change, and then so he might have a point. He has a point with that one because
Finlay, hello, hope you're good. At 2-0 Spurs, Aston Villa 0, Chelsea 3. Ballum says Aston Villa is an interesting one. I think they should give Stevie G time. They have a project with the new MLS team, Las Vegas
I
Villains.
do. Yeah,
that's right. Can't see them getting Tuchel, Poch, maybe Unai or Spin. I can't.
No. Tuchel, he's got to do a lot of his personal stuff out. Poch depends on if he wants to pay a cut. Unai is happy at Villarreal the way they are, and Robert Tonian at Sporting. I think he wants to try because, like I said, Potter on a beaten run in their league. I think he wants to try to stop that as well.
Yeah, good game. 4-3 Chelsea, says Finlay. Very interesting. We massively improved lately. We were so good against Milan and Wolves. Yes, you were. Kepa has been brilliant too. Yeah, that's another point. Kepa has actually impressed. It's impressed.
It's a huge difference. I think Potter's doing the same thing what he did with Sanchez after replacing Matt Wright. He believes in these keepers, and I think Kepa needed someone to put his arm around, saying you're still a good goalkeeper, because I think the way Tuchel and Lampard, how they treated him was a bit unfair, because he didn't give a chance. Yes, it was not his fault he came on an expensive transfer. That was Bill Bowles' policy, not his fault. But I think he's become a lot more better. I think Mendy is now. I think Kepa is going to be that number one goalkeeper now, long term. Now I just see it now going forward.
Way better than Mendy. 2-0 Chelsea. I wouldn't say he's way better than Mendy, but I can see that he is definitely better. Aston Villa 1-0 win. They need the win. Leeds next. Could Leeds win? Hopefully we shall see. Mark must be former Brighton manager. Followed them there. Lucadini is injured now, is he? He's injured. Yeah. Ashley Young scored an absolute screamer last night. Do you think most of the players are still Dean Smith? Yeah, I think so. I do actually think so. Spanish keeper Kepa and Sanchez of Brighton. Graham Potter is helping them. Okay. I don't know what that comment is anyway, but we will move on to the next one, because it is obviously Leeds United against Arsenal. Obviously you lost to Crystal Palace. That would have been disappointing. As well. Arsenal, fair play to them, 3-2 winners over Liverpool as well. And they are looking very, very good. Is this just one of those games where you just be like, we could basically just like, it's a free hit. Not many people are going to expect us to get a result.
Yeah, listen, that's what it is. I listen. I have to say at the moment, that result on Sunday, it was poor game management. We didn't get nothing after that first goal we scored. We didn't have no consistency. And that was the issue we've had. These players, yes, young, but they need to take responsibility. So does Jesse March as well, too. We can't, we didn't have a shot on target for majority of the second half, which was very disappointing as well. I just think Bamford, so much, trying to get back from his injury, he's still very much lack match fitness. And also, you got, he put on defensive players. He didn't put any attacking players to help the game. I think, there was very frustration. I think the last couple of games, we should have won against Everton and Villa. They were winnable games. Everyone said that, and that should have been winnable games. But not even, I think Arsenal are on a different point at the moment. I hate to say this as a Leeds fan. I cannot see us getting a result against Arsenal. I think Arsenal will just blow us away by 3 goals to 1. I'm sorry, but I hate to say it. My former player Ben White is on terrific form. I called him a flop last year because I thought he did the wrong move. He could have stayed with us, but you know what? He proved himself. So I'm saying 3-1 to Arsenal because I got bloody Gabriel Jesus in my fantasy football. So I do
as well.
So yeah.
I have to say, I just think this is one of those games where you just have to just say, nah, just move on. Just move on. Yeah. I don't see anything now in this game for Leeds. Do I think you'll get a goal though? Yeah, I do, but I think Arsenal will be too comfortable. 3-1 Arsenal as well. I think Arsenal will win that one pretty comfortably, if I'm being honest. Oh yeah, we read that one. Good luck, Leeds. Karl will want the win. Yeah, you certainly will. Leeds 0, Arsenal 2. Can you see the identity of the player from Jesse from Marcello time? Similar structure to his other clubs?
I could see it, yes. I think what Jesse needs to do, like I said, is better game management. That's the issue. It's the same thing what we have with Bielsa. We need better game management. When we're taking the lead, we need to be more calmer on the ball. We want calmer off the ball when we scored, and that's what led us like Palace to come back. And also, it needs to be. We need to be trusting on our players. Somerville, he can't be on the bench every single time. You got to play him because you give him a contract and he's now the number 10. You need to give him more time. I think that, like I said, we do need we need another striker if we don't. And I did say this. I never ruled myself out of the relegation battle for this year. And this is the question we need to say. We need to now stop. We need to be worried about the relegation battle because it's going to be huge. It's going to be a long season for us Leeds fans to fight. To fight to stay up again. We don't want that, but realistically, we knew this was going to happen. So, yeah, I just say this game is a bloody write-off. It is for me. So,
yeah, Sporka going 3-0 to Arsenal. Actually, I'll stick with it. I was considering going 3-0 Arsenal, but not in the end. Big match for Ralph Hasenhüttl. Southampton against West Ham. Southampton. You go to the Etihad, and actually, to be fair to them, Bazanu had the good game I thought against Manchester City. As well, West Ham very good win against Fulham after coming from a goal behind as well. And actually, if you look at it as well, obviously Skamaka seems to be doing very, very well. Bowen is back on form. Michael Antonio was very, very lucky with his goal, but. Is it the last hurrah for Ralph? What do you think?
I love to, but I think Southampton would not say that. I love to see this is the last hurrah to Garnership, but like I said, he's got a contract days. I think it's till 2024, 2025. And for Southampton, don't want to rock the boat because they're going this new ownership, they're going this long-term plan of buying young players and develop them, put them in first team squad and develop them to really good players. So... But I think it may be the last round. Who knows with that one? I think for West Ham, they're finding the form at the right time. Skamaka, I think he's finding his feet now in the Premier League with his last couple of goals he scored as well. Borough's back to his best. I think West Ham are now finding their feet after the tough start they had, with their season. I think they're finding their feet now at the right time. So I think for them, I can see West Ham winning with this one. I just see. I think West Ham will win this. It's a hard one. I'm going to say 2-0 to West Ham. Actually, I really
2-0 West Ham.
Yeah,
I think West Ham will win this game as well. I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham. I think Southampton will get a goal, but I just think West Ham will be too clinical as well. Nadir, we are getting to that game very soon. I will just say this now. I am not confident in that game. Not confident in any game at the moment. For Southampton 1, West Ham 3. Take care. Good to talk to you. Erlen, what did you score this weekend? I'm feeling Erlen, Holland, why not? I like the stability Ralph has been doing at Southampton. Yeah, absolutely. 2-0 West Ham, says Nadir. And 2-0 West Ham. So everyone seems to be going for a West Ham win. Now, this is a very interesting game, this one, because both sides are actually on form, has to be said. Manchester United against Newcastle United. This is going to be a very interesting one because Manchester United did win by 2-1. Well done to Cristiano Ronaldo, 700 club goals for him. So very, very well done to him. Newcastle were on absolute fire against Brentford. Bruno Guimaraes, another player who's in my fantasy football team. Very, very good performance from him. Almiron is just a completely different player at the moment as well. This is the makings for an absolute classic. How do you see it going?
I heard you say, Grievy, this is gonna have goals in this one. This is the things I was looking forward to. It's gonna have goals. I really do. I think these two teams have been. Newcastle have been scoring for 400 quite honestly. I'm not gonna lie. And Newcastle since they are scoring, they've picked up like over 50 points, which is amazing because that is unexpected. He's really the way they've been building that team for a while. There's a lot of fans are happy again. and it's been a year ago now since they got taken over. Look what the difference has been, completely. I think Manchester United, I hate to say, but you know me hating, don't like Man United, but I think Ten Hag is just finding his place now. Yes, I know they lost 6-3, but I think Ten Hag has got the place that is playing now. Not playing Maguire a lot anymore. There's a huge. Anthony looks decent as well on Sunday, which we've not seen much yet. And he looked very decent. So, and Casemiro getting his game as well. He's starting to settle in a little bit now. I think there's going to be goals in this one. I think this is going to be a 6-goal thriller, and it'll be a 3-3 draw between these two teams. I think Newcastle
3-3. Wow.
Yeah, I do. I just don't know. There's no way someone's going to stop conceding. There's no way someone's going to concede. He's going to not have a clean sheet. I can't see it happening.
Yeah, it's a very, very tricky one to call because, as I said, both of these sides are in very, very good form, and it's a tough one. I was going to go for a draw, but the more I think about it now, is that Newcastle under Eddie Howe have been very, very good. Man United under Ten Hag have been very, very good. I'm going to go 3-2 Manchester United. I think it's going to be a very, very good game. I think there will be goals in that. But I do think that Manchester United will just scrape through by 3-2. Shane has said apparently Juventus just going 1-0 up against Maccabi Haifa. As well, I forgot they were actually playing. I know Copenhagen are playing Manchester City at the moment. So, Man United 1, Newcastle 0, says Burkhardt. When was the last time Newcastle won at Old Trafford? That is a very good question, Shane, and I will check for you. I think the
last win I'm going to say probably when Ferguson was still there, because that's the last I do remember.
Let me just check this head-to-head. So let me just check this head-to-head because I think it's a very interesting question. Right, so this is Manchester United against Newcastle United.
So the last win, Newcastle's last win was in 2019 in 1-0 away win for. Actually, yeah, that's when Man United beat Newcastle from home. But since then, Man United have been winning. Newcastle,
actually, Newcastle's last win at Old Trafford was the 7th of December 2013.
That's exactly what I was going to say on the Van Gaal. It was Moisey.
Yeah.
So, that's
Moisey, of course, as well. Whoopsie daisy. Man United 1, Newcastle 2, and Manchester City have taken the lead. Rodri has scored. Very interesting, Rodri. He needs to add more goals, I think, to his.
He does. He certainly does.
VAR. Oh well, we'll wait and see if that one is chopped up because the next game. Well, this next game it doesn't really take any by surprise that it is Liverpool against Manchester City. Now, this is giving me vibes of 2021 when we were not in very, very good form. Manchester City weren't in the best of form, but they still managed to come up and beat us by 4-1. But Liverpool not in the best of form. But you have to say that this is going to be one hell of a game because I think there will be goals in this game. I will say this now. I think there will be goals because we can't defend for Toffee. And I think actually, if you're thinking about it, I know Manchester City got a clean sheet against. I know they got a clean sheet against Southampton, but recently they've been kind of leaking goals. I feel they're leaking a few goals at the moment. So I think when it comes to these games, there will be goals. There will be goals, but what way? Because. That run of Virgil van Dijk not losing a single game at Anfield as a Premier League player since he's joined at Liverpool is very, very teetering on the edge. It's the kind of game that Liverpool are likely to draw or win. That is the kind of game that we are likely to draw or win. Do you know what? I just can't see. I can't see us winning, but there's just something about it. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I am going to go for a 2-2 draw.
Well, let me just say this to you. When we debated about this a couple of years ago on Sam Radio about how Liverpool was when City beat them 4-1, we did say this was the title race was over for Liverpool completely. We did say that.
Yeah.
I think this result will put it properly to the side. After, yes, even the Arsenal lost to Arsenal, you can confirm it, but this will confirm it altogether. I think with Haaland not playing today, I think he's getting ready for the game on Sunday. And I think he wants to prove to that he's better than Nunes, which is true because Nunes, listen, there was always comparison between who was going to be the top goal scorer, Nunes or Haaland. I know Paddy Pimblett said Nunes will score more goals than Haaland. Well, he's bloody wrong, my friend. Look at where Haaland is now. Haaland could be on getting at least 40 goals by the end of the season, more than 40 goals by the end of the season. You know, I just feel like this is going to put a solid in the stone for you lot and tell your board you do need to invest going forward now for next season because because this is a write off. Half of my fellows injured now for a couple more months. You got overage players in the midfield.
Yeah,
you know,
Matip's injured, Trent's injured, Diaz is injured. So is it likely to be Joe Gomez at right back? Is it likely to be Calvin Ramsey at right back? I don't know.
Exactly. So for that matter, I'm gonna go one goal more. I'm gonna say 5-1 to City. I do worry about your defense, mate. I think Haaland will rip Van Dijk apart. He will rip him apart, and I can see this happening. I just feel like Haaland and Foden and the rest of the crew will just rip you lot apart.
Yeah, I didn't want to hear that, but thank you.
Well, you have to. So you're gonna have to.
No, absolutely not, But yeah, this is one of those games that's going to be very, very interesting. Hi, Luke. I hope you're good. I'm not too bad, mate. Hope you're well. City 2-0. I think that's for the game on Sunday. Roger rolled out 0-0, so it's still 0-0. Where did you get 2-0 from? I think he's actually predicting the game Sport Cap.
Yeah, he did. He has confirmed that. So
yeah, Liverpool 1, Man City 5. Not looking forward to it. Holland will have a field day.
At least I agree with that because I just thought to myself, thinking this is good. Yeah.
Sorry, Douglas. Injuries are going to worsen your situation. Liverpool 1, Manchester City 4. Man City will win 2-0. Liverpool 1, City 3. Liverpool 3, Man City 2. Just have a weird feeling. Well, Reese, I hope you're right. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the live Champions League game. 2-1 to City. Yeah, I think City should win, but I can't remember the last time they went to Anfield as favourites as well. But
I'll probably say 2 years ago. It was 2 seasons ago. They were favourites that time because we could see when they were trying Gondorine up front. And I remember that game he was playing the full set, and I thought, yeah, this could change. You know.
Yeah, I was to and fro between that game, but there's just got to be some kind of little bit of fight in that game, and I just have a feeling that is the kind of game that we get up for. And yeah, I think 2-2 is being very, very optimistic. Let me just say that, but I will stick by it, and I'll go for a 2-2 draw. So. That does take care of match week number 11. I will just go through our predictions very, very quickly. So I've gone Brentford 0, Brighton 1, Leicester 1, Crystal Palace 4, Fulham 1, Bournemouth 2, Wolves 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Tottenham 2, Everton 1, Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 2, Leeds United 1, Arsenal 3, Southampton 1, West Ham 2, Manchester United 3, Newcastle United 2, and Liverpool 2, Manchester City 2. Karl has gone for Brentford 1, Brighton 2, Leicester 1, Crystal Palace 4, same as me. Fulham 0, Bournemouth 2. Wolves 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Very interesting. Tottenham 2, Everton 1, same as me. Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 3. He's gone the same. I can't believe you predicted the Leeds defeats. You don't usually do that. Leeds United 1.
I know, but I had to. I'm going to have to in these games where we had to go with. So.
Southampton 0, West Ham 2, Manchester United 3, Newcastle United 3, and Liverpool 1, Manchester City 5. Yeah, well, we will wait. We'll wait and see. We will wait and see for that one, but it's going to be very, very interesting. Liverpool need to rough Manchester City up early. A draw. Yeah, do you know what? We do. We do. And I think if we get into their faces, if we get into their faces, I think it could be a very, very interesting game. But we definitely need to start. We definitely need to start fast as well. But yeah, guys, the fixtures are going across the bottom of your screen as well. Karl, thank you very, very much for coming on. I really do appreciate it. Just tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, sure thing, man. You can find myself at Karl Levy 92 on Twitter personally, and also our podcast that myself and Douglas do, the Totally Leaving Home Football Podcast on the Hellish Football Pod on Twitter. As I said, I have sort of other things out personally, but hopefully I'll be back on doing some shows. Hopefully, once I am in the right, I'm getting back to the right places. It's taking time, but I hopefully be back on some point by December. That's over the next target. But yeah, you can find us at the Hellish Football Pod and also on our YouTube pages as well at the Total Leave Home Football Podcast. So we've got 40 subscribers at the moment, so we are trying to increase as well. And you can find us on our podcast services on Spotify, Google, Apple, and other podcast services.
Yeah, 100%. No, it's been a pleasure to have you back on, and we'll definitely get you involved in something as well. But guys, thank you very much for watching. I will be back this evening at 7:30. I'll be doing a live watch along of AC Milan against Chelsea. That should be an absolutely cracking game of football tomorrow. And then tomorrow, I will also be doing Napoli against Ajax. It did finish 6-1 to Napoli last time. Will that be the same result then? We will see. Anyway, but enjoy the football this evening. And obviously, if you can, tune in for that watch along tonight for AC Milan Chelsea, then please do. I would appreciate your support. And obviously, yeah, we'll watch it together as well. But thank you very much for watching. And I will see you at 7:30 this evening. Take care. Bye-bye for now.